I love it.
That was the best thing ever.
I definitely think that beats the Dr. Seuss book.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The creativity we have with creating fans out of things that are not fans. I love it.
Love it.
And that's why one of the four of us is a Drag Race winner. I'll let you guess who.
Not me. I think it's me.
But hello, and welcome to a special edition of The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. Today I am just drinking iced coffee because I am a say something gay, and it's very early for me today. So I'm enjoying my iced coffee, and that's all.
Word. And hello, and hi, you guys. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because that loves me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently drinking apple juice in my tumbler because it's early and it's apple juice time, and I don't drink coffee, so there we go. But if I was drinking anything else, I would probably be drinking it out of my cup mug. We got our cup mugs here, and you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States and in North America and in Mexico for sure. So there are no excuses there. But internationally, there might be some excuses because they are tripping and they don't want to do that for me. But we are working on it. I'm one step closer to getting it. But once I get it done, then there will be no excuses. But get your cup merch if you are in the North America, period. Thank you.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I also don't have a cute shirt because I didn't want to detract by wearing a different drag queen shirt. Maybe Miss Alvilda will have some drag queen shirt merch that I can buy soon. No pressure though, but I would love to buy an Alvilda shirt. But I am just drinking a Monster because I'm tired.
I would say not water.
Not water.
Not water. And even though David already said it, who's this?
Who's that? Who are you?
Hello, my name is Alvilda. I just won Drag Race Belgique season 2.
Yeah, I'm right, you did.
I don't drink anything because I'm not thirsty now.
Work.
Fair enough.
Work. Look, sometimes you're just not thirsty.
That part. Alvilda, welcome to the Cup. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're so excited to talk about the fact that you won Drag Race. Because hello, you won Drag Race.
I don't know if you know this, but you won Drag Race.
Yes. Crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, and you have the distinct honor of being the first winner to ever come on our podcast, which we are very grateful for as well. And we're gonna talk all about your experience on Drag Race, before Drag Race, after Drag Race, all of those fantastic things. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag, because we cover every Drag Race franchise possible because we're crazy. And you can follow. Oh yes, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you to all of you three because it was really a joy to watch you every week, because even though you don't like every look or everything, you still are very kind and still have a good heart to it. So it's really a pleasure to watch. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Because that's the number one thing we try to do is, like, we want to keep it real, and there are times where we're not going to like something, but we also recognize that these are humans putting themselves through a reality TV experience, and what we're seeing is an edited version of these people in real life. And so we're not here to be mean, but if we don't like something, we are going to say it.
So you don't like something, but you.
And also, we know that this is you all putting your passion out on TV for us to entertain us. So it's like you don't have to do that. So I'm not going to come up here and just be mean about it. Be honest, but I'm not going to be mean about it because honestly, you don't have to be out here entertaining us. So we appreciate that you do that for us, and we enjoy it.
Thank you.
Exactly. And I hope you enjoy your newly designated last name for your drag name, right? You know what it is? It's Earth Move.
No.
You're the earth move.
Winner of Drag Race Belgique season 2.
Yes.
Exactly.
This is the
But yes, so give us a little bit of insight because we learned a lot about you on season 2 of Drag Race Belgique, but I still feel like there's a lot left to be told. So tell us about how you got into drag. How specifically, I want to know a little bit about your connection with Miss Sasha Velour, who we love. But yeah, let us know how did we get to you winning and being on Drag Race Belgique?
Okay. So at first, I didn't want to do drag at all. When I didn't knew drag really, I had a very bad idea of drag because I wasn't educated to this. So I was a comedian before. I studied theater. Then I realized it wasn't for me because it was maybe too intellectual for me and too, I don't know, it wasn't for me. I didn't find my place. Then I studied makeup. And during my makeup class, there was a guy who came from Brazil, and he was a drag queen in Brazil. And he wanted to do drag in Belgium. So he asked me to go in drag during the Pride in Brussels. I first said no. Then he said please. So I said yes.
That's all it takes.
Sorry?
That's all it takes. Just say please.
Exactly that. And then we went in drag to the Pride. Then some established drag queens saw us and they said to us to come and perform during the beginner's night. I said no. They said please. So I said yes. But my friend really wanted to do this and he didn't want to do this alone. So I go with it. But I was like, okay, just for fun. Then I performed and I really liked it. The boss of the bar saw me and he said that I'm not meant to be a drag queen because I'm not good enough to be a drag queen. So he looked at me from up to down and up to us, down to up, and he said, no, you're not good enough. So Mademoiselle Boop saw me from season 1, and she said, yes, you're good enough, so you come with me in Cabaret Mademoiselle. And this is how it begins.
Good.
That's really, yeah, that's interesting because we know that there's a lot of connections, Mademoiselle Boop, with this season, Lulu Velvet, Levev, and yourself. So have you known them long? You've worked together quite a bit?
From the beginning, when I did the beginner's night, I met Mademoiselle Boop, I met Lulu Velvet, I met Athena.
Oh, wow.
So we clicked really well. Since then, Athena is my best friend in life. So we clicked really well. And then I met Gabbana during the beginner's night because she was the chosen one. The boss was like, okay, I take you, Gabbana. And I did that, of course. And then Gabbana booked me like a month later. So it was okay. She gave me my first booking.
Yeah, she just told us about that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, we loved having her on for the finale. It was absolutely wonderful. So
yeah, if y'all want to check that out, it'll be right there.
It'll be right up there. So
Mm-hmm.
that one. It's opposite to what you think it would be.
Right there. It'll be right there.
And then how did your love for Sasha Velour come? So now you've done the beginner's night, you're getting booked by Gabbana. Where does Sasha come into play? Because I love one of my favorite parts about seeing you on Drag Race Belgique was seeing how you fit into that sort of similar drag universe that Sasha does, because Sasha is one of my absolute favorites.
Mhm.
But I discovered Sasha before.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered Sasha when I still was doing theater, and it was at the moment when I acknowledged that it wasn't for me. I didn't have a place in that world, so I was very down. And at the same moment, all the bullying at school came back to me. It was like a very tough moment because all the memories came in one moment. So I was like really, really, really down. And I discovered Sasha Velour during season 9 at that moment. So she really saved my life because it was like, okay, it's okay to be different. It's okay to think by your own and to have a different trajectory from everyone. It's okay to be you and to do you, just that. And so I had a tattoo. I can show you. You're gonna blur my nipple here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's the moment during the finale when she take off the wig, but I didn't want a wig here, so I put a crown.
Or
That's awesome. And now on Monday, you're going to be performing side by side with her as winners. So it's crazy how full circle that is.
It is. It is. I met her the first time in Amsterdam, and I explained to her my story with her. It was during a meet and greet, so normally it's very quick, but she kept me like for 10 minutes with her hands in my chest like this, and she said to the bodyguard, I don't know how to say, she said, no, not yet, we're not done yet, let us finish. And then we met again in Antwerp, in Belgium, and she recognizes me. I was like, ooh. And then since then, we talk a lot.
I love that. She is incredible. I love her. I could go on and on and on about Sasha. You and I could probably have hours of conversation just about Sasha and her art and just. I love her. I love her so much. But let's talk about. Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about your journey to Drag Race, because you said you were friends with Athena. You saw her do very well on season 1. Had you auditioned for season 1 as well?
No, I didn't felt ready.
Okay.
I hesitated because I didn't know if there was going to be a season 2. I was like, maybe it's my one shot to do this. But if I did it in season 1, I will not have the same run.
Yeah.
So,
And it's all about feeling like it's the right time to do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
So
season 2 was the right time.
Yeah. And Gabbana had been telling us when we talked to her that most of you all knew each other once you all got together into the cast. So what was it like walking in, seeing all of these people that you know very, very well, and kind of having that shared experience? How have you all grown, even closer than you probably already were?
Yeah, it was so nice because it wasn't really a competition between us. It was always a sisterhood and trying to help everyone to do their best. So it wasn't a competition at all. Actually, I completely prepared my season with Lana.
Oh, yeah.
We talked every day. We exchanged ideas. We practiced. I don't know how to say roller blades.
Roller skates.
Roller skates.
Roller skates together. We practiced together. So no, it was really nice. And every night at the hotel, it was like, okay, let's do a crisis meeting, because I need to cry. I need some cheering up. So every night, so it was really cool.
I love that because it doesn't sound like from the bits we know about production of other Drag Race seasons, it doesn't sound like a lot of seasons have that kind of camaraderie or even that ability, like you said, with like the crisis meetings at the end of night. So I'm glad, and you could really feel how connected you all were. That's one of the things that I've loved watching this season, was you could tell that you were all very, very close friends, and you could tell that you were all like chosen family. So I love that.
I mean, we could tell, but I wish my only thing was, I was like, I wish we could have saw that bond more, the connection more, like in the workroom stuff when everybody was just like, we got conversations from pretty much the same people in the edit, because it was like, we'll talk to this group of people and we'll see what they're talking about. But I'm like, I know these other girls are back there talking about other things that's not this conversation. What else is happening? Because it was like, I think it was when Star left and everybody was so devastated. Everybody was just like crying, and I was like, man, I would have loved to see how close they were to Star. I didn't realize everybody felt that way about Star. It was just like, everyone was like, no. And I was like, I would have loved to see the bond. Like, where was the connections and how did we know each other? And what, I would have loved to see that. But we did see how you all just like wanted to lift each other up. Even during the eliminations, and when the person was gone, you all did your little things, tribute to them every time you came back into the workroom, which I thought was so lovely and so sweet and so kind. Because we don't get that in all the franchises. Sometimes it's like, girl, bye, you gone, okay, bye. But you all were like, no, let's take a minute to show this person some love and say, we were glad that you were here, and there you go, before we say girl bye. So I thought that was very sweet.
This was really the idea, to pay tribute to the queen who left. And it was the same feeling for us. We wanted to see more of the connection in the workroom, because they cut a lot of it, and every time we talk, it was for the real talk during the makeup. But a bit pity that they didn't show the real bonds between us.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I want to get into this first episode, though, because it was such a strong episode for you. I'm sure you probably saw a couple of us were like, oh, Alvilda should have got that first win. But you started off so strong. And I was thinking about it today, and I think this is the only Drag Race franchise where I connected with somebody on the first episode in both seasons right away, and they remained my favorite the whole time, and they won 2 seasons in a row. So very exciting momentum there. But I specifically want to talk about your talent show, because I thought it was so cool, and I want to know what was the inspiration behind that. There were so many layers to it, with the song, the performance, the fire, and just tell us what creative process went through coming up with that.
At first, I heard the song, because it's not a song of mine. It's a song from Alex Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the song during a night we performed together, because he was mixing at this party. And I said to him, okay, keep this song for me, because I want to do something with it. So keep it for me, please. I want to do something with it. Then I auditioned for Drag Race. I came in and I was like, okay, it's the time to do that song for the talent show, because I think it can be very powerful. And fire, I always wanted to bring fire in my drag. I love Violet Chachki when she does fire and everything. So that was a real inspiration for me. So I was like, okay, I want to do fire, but I want to do it big. So I take lessons just for the talent show. I didn't do fire before the talent show.
Oh wow!
So actually, this was my real first performance with fire. It was during the talent show.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad it didn't go horribly wrong.
I mean, you did fall, which we didn't notice. I thought that was part of the performance. I thought you were just. But
I know.
What did you think in that moment?
I saw you fell. I saw you fell.
Okay, I thought it was on purpose. I thought it was deliberate when it happened.
Actually, I didn't realize anything during the show because I was up, then I was down, then I was up again. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what happened? I don't know. But in my mind, it's like survival mode, and I have to continue to remember whatever happens.
Yeah.
So I didn't think about it. It was just.
And
you have to just continue because the minute you start thinking about it, that's the minute you panic and do something crazy. So it was just like, just do it and keep moving and make sure I don't burn myself. And you did.
Right.
Like I mean, some people like David didn't even think it was. They thought it was part of the act. So you successfully pulled it off.
Yeah.
Susan from season 1 thought it was on purpose. She was like, "Oh, I love how you blow out the candle with your butt." I was like, yes,
I love Susan. I love Susan so much. I also love that because of all of the Drag Race seasons airing at the same time, I think it was literally the next week we saw Gothy Kendall on UK versus the World also do it. And I was like, well, Alvilda did it first and did it better. So
yes, but now everyone thinks that it's a Gothy Kendall thing because let's be real, not a lot of people watch Drag Race Belgique.
Yeah.
But they should. They should.
They should.
But you are correct.
I will defend it anytime I see somebody say it's the Gothy Kendall thing. I'm like, well, you should check out Belgique because Alvilda did it first.
And better.
And better.
And better.
So,
I mean, it's true. Facts are facts.
Facts are facts. America, world, and Belgium.
Right, if you have not seen the Belgique, you're missing out. Just saying.
And I will say that for the franchise as a whole, because I've loved both seasons have been just incredibly wonderful, good drag. And sometimes all I want to see on Drag Race is just really good drag from really good people. And that's the vibe that I got from both seasons, was just good people doing good drag, and I've loved seeing it. So we're very thrilled that we got to cover this season. With all of your ups and your downs and your confessionals and your crying. And I do want to touch on episode 2 a little bit, because for me, and I remember us talking about it when we discussed the episode here, for me, it felt a little out of nowhere in the edit. Not necessarily your feelings, because obviously what you were feeling was 100% in the moment and you were experiencing it. But from the edit, we were like, well, she had such a strong first episode. And then getting the teaser for episode 2 where you're crying in confessional and then hearing the whole story in the second episode. Not to bring back those emotions, but I just want to know a little bit about like what that mental space was like, being in that pressure cooker, experiencing that, and knowing that that was probably one of the weaker moments for you in your experience.
Before going on Drag Race, I knew that the sewing challenge would be my absolutely worst challenge, and to have this challenge that early in the competition and knowing that I can be the first out because no one went out the week before, to be the first out on the sewing challenge, it was like already like this for me. And what happened, it was at a very late hour during the day. I only had 2 gloves, but 2 right hand gloves, because I didn't thought to turn my I don't know how to say patron.
The pattern.
The pattern. I didn't thought.
I couldn't think of the word either.
It sounds similar.
Right.
I only have 2 right gloves, and the production called me to go to the confessional. And they said, okay, Alvilda, now you have to go to the confessional, and it's going to last at least 1 hour, 1 hour 30. So you have to go there. And in my head, I was like, okay, I don't have an hour to lose at the confessional. So I starting to have a panic attack because I'm very harsh on myself, and I didn't want to fail. So I was like, okay, I don't have the time to lose on the confessional. So I had a little breakdown moment, and I started crying because my saboteurs said to me that, okay, you're going to be the first out and all of this will be for nothing. And they filmed this, of course.
Of course.
Mhm. Yeah, I was saying on our podcast back then that it felt like a classic case of imposter syndrome, and like you said, it's your inner saboteur like telling you that maybe you don't belong here. But I will say, spoiler for the rest of the conversation, I think that this episode 2, was, at least for myself, the only episode I would have had you safe.
Yeah.
Every other episode for me, high or win. So
Yeah.
you had such a great trajectory in this competition. So even with a look that wasn't the most amazing, but was not bad by any means.
It
Like,
was not good. It was not good.
But it was not
worse.
Sarah Logan. But it was not
I
Sarah
must say,
Logan.
I was sitting here I'm literally looking at it right now, and I'm like, it wasn't the worst at all.
No, I think I would agree with you, David. I think we even said it in the thing. Like, high, great, love that for her. I think we had a couple people that we scored a little bit higher than yours,
Yeah,
but
it was
definitely
Star.
nowhere near a bottom placement.
Star
at
we
all.
thought should have been up there because we really liked what started. But
Oh
our
yeah,
issue,
we did.
our only issue really was that we didn't like the specific fabrics they gave you for orange because we didn't think they went well together. And what can you do about that?
I only had 2 fabrics.
Right.
This velvet, this orange velvet, and this yellow too. That's it.
Yep.
So I had to do something, and I had 1 feather and 2 glitter. Really, really 1 feather. So I was like, okay, what can I do?
Right.
So,
Because I love a challenge like this where it's monochromatic, because I do love monochromatic drag looks, but at the same time, they need to give you materials
Right.
to make something more than what they gave. Because I unfortunately, and this has nothing to do with any of the looks that you all made specifically, but overall as a design challenge, the whole thing was brought down based solely on the fact that production just didn't give you adequate materials, in my opinion. And that's just me about the situation. But it's frustrating, but such is life.
But since we're talking about looks, I want to go to what I thought was my favorite look from you, which I gagged, I screamed, I cried, I threw my phone. I was like, this is so good, because I am a fan of a good hat moment.
Mm.
And your Eurovision look had me screaming. That hat was everything. And then the fact that you just had the pants come up to the chest area and no shirt under, like, it was so good. I was like, this is my favorite look of this season from anybody. Like, this is my favorite look of this season. It was so good.
oh, thank you.
Please tell me about that look, because
Actually, it was also one of my favorites. This one with the rollerblades
yes.
was my favorite. For the Eurovision, Belgium was not known for good fashion in Eurovision. It's like
Correct.
very black or very simple. So it's like, okay, let's have someone who has done something with it. So Gustav went in pink, was queer, was like, okay, I'm gonna do him. But I thought that a lot of people will do Gustav. Turns out that no, so it's good for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go big with it. I wanted a big jacket. I wanted everything big. And I'm very small in real life. So I wanted to go big and have my big heels. And the key word was go big. Big.
It was so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
As the resident Eurovision podcaster of our channel, I was so excited. Every time there's a Eurovision related anything on Drag Race, I get so excited. I was so mad that I missed that review episode and I wasn't here to talk about it, because your Gustav, incredible. And then doing Gustav in front of Gustav, and also in front of Musti, who now will be representing this year. Like, that's got to be A, pressure, and B, really fantastic to know that Gustav loved what you were doing.
Yeah, it was really touching because he was really touched. He take it like an homage. So I was like, okay, this is what I wanted to do, an homage. I wanted to pay tribute to him. So to take it that way, and I was really happy.
I mean, the cape too, like, I can't stop gushing. Like, I'm looking at this picture, and every time I look at it, it's something else. I'm like, oh, I really like these gloves. Oh, I really like the thing around the. It's just so good.
And I will say it's a pretty accurate representation of what he wore on the stage as well, but done in such an Alvilda way. Mm-hmm. And that's what I loved the most, was like you could see your perspective in it and the original in it. And that's what I love seeing when people do tribute runways. But I do agree, a lot of Belgium's fashion in Eurovision is, you know, a lot of black and a lot of, you know, there's not a whole lot of variety. But I was like, someone please do Gustav. Someone please do Gustav. Someone please do Gustav. And then you walked out. And I was like, yes. Because I couldn't remember when filming was. So I was like, was it before or after Eurovision happened? And obviously it was after. But I was like, if it happens, someone please. So I was very excited.
Yeah, I think that runway gave me my favorite 3 looks of the season for me. And it was yours, it was Gabbana's, and it was Chloe's. I was like, these 3 looks just made me just so happy. Yeah. And I was like, I can't. It was like the 3 of my favorite looks and the 2 of my least favorite looks happened all on this runway. I was like, but I just, even if you like it or you don't like it, the fact that it made you feel something did something. And that runway made me feel something. And I was very excited. You, like I said, you, Gabbana, and Chloe's look just made me scream. And I don't get that excited over a lot of stuff on Drag Race. I just started my Drag Race journey a year ago, so I'm still kind of like, okay, all right, it's all right. But when I get excited, man, I get excited. That made me excited. I was so happy.
But Chloe always brings it on the runway.
For sure.
We'll talk to her.
Spoiler: we're talking to her very, very, very soon. right after this. But
like right after you.
We're excited to talk to her about all of her stuff, because I would say more than anyone else, there was so much good fashion on this season, but more than anyone else, it was your runway package and it was Chloe's that really always, like, I was so excited every week to see what you were going to wear and to see what Chloe was going to wear. And that was like, and a lot of other people as well, but those were the 2 that I was like, oh, how are they going to tackle this runway? And I was always so excited about it.
Every day I saw because we knew the runway theme a day before, so we can prepare. So we can take the stuff and prepare in the workroom. Every time I saw Chloe's outfit, I was like, bitch.
Right.
You have to go home now.
Now, immediately.
I need to go home. Why are they putting you in the bottom and they're saving you? What is happening? Send her home.
I was like, Abracadabra to her.
Wow.
We will be letting her know that you said that. No, I'm kidding.
It's true. Every night we fight with Abracadabra to take each other out.
Good.
I think we have a fan question though, right?
We do. We actually have a fan question, and it is from Miss Chloe Clark. She wants to know if you will share your money with her.
You have enough money, Chloe. Let me have
mine. We will clip that and show it to her.
I was gonna say in response, do you have a fan question for Chloe, since we're talking to her soon?
Chloe, will you share your money with me? Because you have a lot more money.
Oh, all right.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
See, you can both share money and then you'll be even.
Right.
Your sugar daddy, Chloe.
Well, I do want to take things to a pretty serious level here. Jumping into episode 3, we see probably your biggest struggle in the whole competition, and it was really hard to watch. The challenge where they put a balloon on the crew member, and you had to try to pop that.
You're so stupid.
You're so stupid.
How hard was that? Because it seemed very hard.
It was. First of all, it was too high for me.
Because you're
You
short.
said you're a small person. You said you're a shorter person.
Yes.
So, and I don't know why mine didn't want to work. I gave my all, but
We saw. We saw.
and I said, okay, but just pop that balloon. I was like, but I try. I even tried with my head. It didn't work.
Oh, goodness.
They gave you a trick balloon. They gave
Yeah.
you one of those.
Right.
They did have it
stuff.
like they had it taped up like right above his butt, so it was very high. And we kept saying that we're like, "Why are the balloons so high? Put them lower."
I don't get
I would
it.
tell him, could you get down, please, on all fours so I can do this the right way? Because this is too high. But that would have probably been a little,
A little
Yeah.
bit too much for.
probably too much for
other
TV.
maybe.
I'm sure, probably.
Just a bit. Just a bit.
Yeah. You're crazy, David. I was like,
I was
what's
like, where
in
is
this
he
moment?
going?
What's
I was like,
going
I
with
was
this?
like, what happened in episode 3?
Me too. I'm thinking like, what happened? in three?
What
That-
happened in episode 3 was Alvilda got her first win
Yes,
because
that
we
is
got to
what-
see
that I knew.
identities.
That I knew, but I was like, what deep moment?
I was like, is he gonna talk about like how tough it was to do the girl group? Like, I don't remember.
You all should know me by now.
No, we should.
You know, sometimes we do, and sometimes you surprise us, David.
Yeah. But identities happened. Yeah, great.
Fantastic.
But watching it on TV was really mad.
Oh, really?
Mm.
For you or for the group?
I think for everyone. Because
Didn't Lana say something about that as well? I want to say she mentioned that as well with us.
because I think that we cannot see us dance.
Mm.
For my part, they film either other people or they cut my head.
Mm.
Well,
So I was like, okay.
I mean, we still really liked it. We thought you were the clear winner of that episode. I thought that you were so good at performing. Your lyrics were good. The only thing is, I didn't love the song itself. That's not your all's fault.
Yeah.
How was the whole process of recording and going through choreography for this?
I was really happy to come from a sewing challenge to this because
yes.
I was like, okay, this is my area. I can do something with it. And I was really happy because performing is what I do. So, and I love to bring a lot of dance in my numbers. So this was really for me. And I didn't prepare anything before for the lyrics. So it went on the moment. And yeah, for me, it was really good.
I will say, I'm looking at it as you're talking, and you were right. They did a lot of cutaways to the judges throughout your whole performance, and then especially when you were performing, like we got a Moosey look, we got a Leo look, and then they were cutting to the other girls during your performance, and I'm like, why would we do that? Yeah, I can see why it's meh. I would be upset too, but all right.
And hey, that comes down to production.
That's what I'm
Doesn't come
saying.
down to
Production.
you
Y'all know who y'all are.
So,
Y'all know what y'all did.
Let's talk also about Snatch Game. Snatch Game coupled with our beautiful roller skate situation that I know you all spent so much time preparing for. When I found out it was the roller skate runway again, I was like, they're gonna make these drag queens put on roller skates again. We saw how it ended the first time, not that great. because they couldn't do the runway in the roller skates. But talk through your Snatch Game preparation with us a little bit, because obviously, I'll be honest, we didn't know either of the characters that you did, because we're American.
And I do want to say, I found out doing research that so they were not completely two different characters. So you played the actress who played a different character. Am I correct?
Yeah, Cricket Rockwell is a persona, it's a role that Anne Dorval played in a series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just figured that out yesterday.
Love it.
Cricket Rockwell is not a real person.
Love it. But yeah, talk us through how you came to the decision of doing the character and the persona that you did. How are you feeling going into Snatch Game? Was that something you felt? Obviously, you talked about having a bit of a comedic background doing theater, and then obviously quitting that to do makeup. But how are you feeling going into Snatch Game?
I was excited for the Snatch Game, but it was really scary because it's a big challenge in Drag Race.
Yeah.
So we prepared together with Lana and Alvilda. Together we reunited and did a little Snatch Game between us with Mademoiselle B.
Oh, good.
And while doing the preparation, it went one day very well and the other day very bad. So I was a bit shaking entering the Snatch Game, but I always wanted to do Cricket Rockwell. I don't know if you can see it in the United States. It's Le Cœur a ses raisons. It's a Canadian series, and it's really like a telenovela, but for fun. It's like
okay.
I don't know how to say they are mocking the kind of series.
Okay.
It's stupidity.
Okay.
Cricket Rockwell is really a gay icon because she has big tits. She's so down, and it's really nice. So I always wanted to do her, but I was scared that I couldn't do a persona. So I prepared this woman who became very famous because she was so homophobic, but about it. She said that she loves homosexual, but God will punish them, and she loved homosexuals, but and in fact she learned how to do the couture through a guy, so it was funny, but also she knew that it wasn't right and a bit cuckoo, and it was good. And I also, my third choice was Jesus. And I wanted to do him very kinky.
That would have been fun because we'd already seen it. Would have been what, 3 Jesus within like 6 months.
Yep, would have been hilarious.
Ashley
Madison, and then Amy Yonce Chanel on Canada's Drag Race.
On Canada, yep.
Did Dominican gay Jesus, as she said.
I mean, both their Jesuses was so funny to me. And I'm like, even for me as a Christian, I was like, I should not be laughing at this, but I totally am laughing at this. And I think Jesus would laugh at that, be like, y'all crazy. But they're hilarious. They were good. I would have loved to see your Jesus. I would have loved to see what you did with Jesus. Ugh.
Yeah, I plan to make holes in my hand and do the blue thing. Because like you and doing like really kinky stuff with the cross, like he was invited to Pierre Dungeon, but he didn't have a cross. So he bring his own.
And that would have been fun. Okay, now I do want to talk about the runway though, because first, let me just say, I did not know. I didn't watch the first season of Belgique, so I didn't know it was a runway for roller skates.
It wasn't on the first season of Belgique.
Oh.
It was on season 8 of US.
Okay, well, see, that's how much I know. I don't know nothing about Drag Race that much. I just started.
It didn't go well. That's all you need to know.
Okay, but when the first, I think whoever came out
Chloe.
first, Chloe came out first on the skates. I literally stopped. Like, I didn't watch the whole thing. I literally paused it and sent Logan a message and was like,
It was me.
why?
You were talking to me on here.
I was like, why is somebody on skates? If you didn't know how to skate, why are we on skates? And they were like, you didn't watch the whole thing? And I was like, no, what is happening? So I'm freaking out mad because I'm like, why would Chloe get on skates and not know how to skate? That's crazy. And they was like, everybody's on skates. I was like, wait.
So that's
what?
the category, Lana.
And I was like, oh. So then I went and watched everybody. And I was like, why did they do this to these girls? Why would you put them all on skates? I thought it was, I mean, it probably was better than the last time they did it. I don't know, but it was a little wobbly. It was a little wobbly, a little shaky. But y'all did the best y'all could. And I was like, well, word. Did you know how to skate before this? No.
Absolutely.
I didn't think so.
I never did skate before, and and they didn't even plan safety, like a mattress.
Ooh.
Right. They just put y'all out there on the floor.
Yeah, if we fall, it's on the floor. They didn't plan anything.
Yeah, no, because I mean, I'm thinking about the first time I got on skates myself, and I was like, absolutely not. I mean, I could do it now, but absolutely not. And trying to do
I
it.
couldn't do it now.
Oh, I
absolutely could not.
Oh, I'm a great skater now. We used to skate all the time back in the day. You know, my kids' days. I don't know if my knees can handle it now, but I can do it. But
my two front teeth are fake from a skating accident, actually.
What?
Yep.
Really?
I knocked them out when I was 8.
Work.
Good.
Work.
Good.
I would have just been like, why? Why are we doing, like, I don't know. I don't know if I would have been like, can we just not do this category?
But I'm glad they did, because that was absolutely one of my favorite runways from you. I love horror type of drag. So just seeing like this kind of creepy clown character you did on the skates, I thought that was so creative. So what was the inspiration behind that look?
I wanted to do a Club Kid look in the season, at least one, because that's my first love. I begin with Club Kid, and when I perform in the club in Brussels, I need to have a face that goes with all my numbers. So I cannot do Club Kid every time. So I wanted to do at least one look really Club Kid during the season, and I thought that this was the perfect one to do, because I didn't knew what to do with the roller skates. So I was like, okay, let's go creepy, let's go Club Kid, and I really love the clown aesthetic, and I wanted to do something a bit horrifying, but still me. So this was the inspo first.
And this was an eventful episode. We had a big moment that shook the internet, and I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what did you think of this?
Oh, it really was nothing.
You know,
they made it into nothing too. It was like big announcement, like, oh, somebody cheated, but then it was like,
we screamed. We were like, when that teaser happened, we were like, oh, what happened? Oh, I gotta wait. I can't wait.
Right.
Look, they did their job right, because they made me very excited and couldn't wait to watch the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the second it came out, I was like, what happened? And then I watched it, I was like, really? This is what you got me excited about? And then come to find out, they were like, everybody looks at the notes. Everybody looks at the notes. It's like, so y'all had me rushing back to watch an episode that was cheating, that wasn't really cheating, and you weren't going to really do anything about it in the first place. So
yeah, like we all did it, all the season one girls did it during their seasons because the judge always left their notes on the
On the
board,
table.
and we have always access to the main stage, so we can go whenever we want, and we went. So
Can't blame
we
you.
all read the notes, but actually we did it at night when the cameras were off.
Okay.
And Star and Gabana are not the smartest.
We could tell.
So they did it during a lunch break.
Oh.
That's why.
I'm like, David, should we be Star and Gabbana for Halloween this year?
Maybe. Are you going to be looking down at your notes or looking like this?
Oh no, I have to do Star because I do a very good.
And I'll just look down.
Just
I get the
deadpan
boring
to the
look.
camera. Just
I'll be the camera.
There you
That's
go.
like that's the,
That's it.
You could be
That's
the
it.
record button.
I have the record button on.
I actually realized. So that was actually episode 4. Snatch Game was episode 5. We completely skipped episode 4, and we should not because that's where you got your second win. So
We didn't skip episode 4.
we did. We skipped it because that was when we learned about the Ministry of Shade that Alvilda
Wow.
did. So can you tell us a little bit about your thoughts when you were assigned that? Because it seemed like Star was trying to sabotage everybody.
She did. Actually, it was the production that asked her to sabotage everyone.
Ooh.
Because at first she wanted to be nice with everything, but the production said, okay, it's a competition, you have to challenge them. So she gave everyone something that we didn't want. And for me, Shade, I was like, oh, bitch, I don't want to do this, but I had to. But I was really happy with the idea I came up with.
Shady but friendly.
Shady but friendly, and that's what I always said. Always send love in the social medias. Don't send hate. So I think this was a good way to do this.
Yeah, we thought you did great. Yeah, I think it was you and Gabbana that were our absolute favorites in that one. And Gabbana actually told us that you thought she was going to win.
Yeah, because she did amazing. She surprised everyone with this. So for me, it was her time. I had a win the week before. So for me, it was okay, she can have a win. And the look was very nice for her Eurovision. She has a very strong look and a very strong challenge. So for me, I thought that she will win.
But you both think it. We were not mad.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, the one's great because that look was amazing. But if you would have gave it to Gabbana, I wouldn't have been mad at that either.
Yeah, if we had chosen all the wins, like it would have been so shuffled around, but you still would have gotten 3 wins at least from us. But can you also tell us in this episode, this is where we see Morphe decide to step away from the competition. Can you explain how that situation was in Untucked and your thoughts on Morphe and her decision?
I didn't know Morphe before the competition. I always heard of her, but never met her really. And I really connected with her during the season because our drag starts in the same place. It's like a healing place for us.
Right.
So we connect really well on that. And she's very young. She's young and she wants the world really. So hearing all the critiques were very difficult to her because she thought that they didn't understand her, and they always critiqued about like it's always black, it's always dark, and can you change your looks? But we have the looks with us. We cannot change the look. So this is not a good thing to say because they knew that we cannot change the looks. So it was really hard for her, and she was in a place where she cannot had more. It was too much for her, and for her safety, it was better for her to leave. But actually, it was very long that day because we received the critiques, and then for about an hour and a half, she was fuming and she was really letting everything go, but off stage. And Rita heard everything. So that's why she said, somebody told me that you have something to say, because she heard everything. And yes, she was just crying, and it was better for her to leave. It was very sad because I thought that she will go very far, but it was better for her.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yeah, we could kind of tell that, like, because I loved Morphe throughout the whole season. I thought everything she did, like, I got her, whether the judges did or didn't, or whether other people did or didn't. Like, I definitely got it. And seeing, yes, I'm calling out David specifically,
It's
and
both of
Lana
us.
for that matter.
I was just saying, I didn't get it. but
I
it's
could
fine.
tell there was a moment, and this episode specifically, I felt like, yeah, Morphe is an incredible drag artist. That just, there are some people where they just aren't going to work in the drag race mechanism. And I really felt that shift from her in this episode, especially with all of the critiques she'd been getting of change your aesthetic. Like you said, you brought the package that you brought. Like, unless you are a master seamstress that can design looks in less than 8 hours, like there's not really much you can do to change the package that you brought. And it's always the most frustrating critique that I hear is like, so what, you're expecting these queens to design new looks, like, or bring more things which costs more money that a lot of these queens don't have? Like, what are you expecting from these people? So I was happy that she left on her own volition, for sure.
And what happened too is, like, she's a really young drag artist. She's still kind of new to this, so it came with a part of illusion that we need to have to continue in that world, and her delusion were broken by the judges, so it was really hard.
Yeah, I do wish in that podcast, it's one of my regrets from the season. I did not have a lot of compassion for Morphe in this moment. And then it was maybe the same week or the next week that we saw a different queen and a different franchise quit. And it was specifically for her mental health. And I was like, I really didn't think about that aspect. I felt like it was more Morphe just being a poor sport about not getting positive critiques, and I didn't really try to give empathy, and so I do regret that. So if Morphe's watching, which she's probably not, I'm sorry I didn't give you more compassion in that episode.
Yeah, David. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
I was about to say Miss Lana. No kidding.
First of all,
No,
I was
you didn't say a damn thing about it, so I'm not
I'm
calling you
about
out
to
for
say I
anything.
didn't say nothing.
No, you sure didn't.
nothing. I don't
Sure
even
did
think I
not.
was. Yeah, I didn't say nothing about her mental health or anything. I was just like, okay, if she wants to go, let her go. But that's my thing about anything. If somebody is asking to leave, let them leave, because it's a reason that they're asking. They're not just gonna, even if it is, I'm being a poor sport and I just want to go. If they want to go, let them go, because part of even being a poor sport is something mental happening going on in your head. It's not just I don't want to play anymore. It's seriously like I don't feel like I can play anymore. And so if somebody is asking to leave for whatever reason, let them leave, and let them leave on their own terms so they can at least have that to hold on to, because they're already leaving a competition that they worked so hard to get to and put a lot of money and effort into being there. So that's always something always going to plague them. But if they can say, well, but I left on my own terms when I want it and how I want it, that's at least something that they can hold on to. So I ain't saying nothing.
Sometimes the other queens cannot help you specifically, you need to go out. Really, you need to.
Absolutely.
Separate yourself from the
Yeah,
experience you're living in. Yeah.
sometimes you just need to go home and like the real home, like
Yes.
your real bedroom, your family, your friends, because we are stuck in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the phone, we don't have anything. So sometimes we really need like, okay, I need to go on the real world now, or
Yep.
I will go crazy.
You need the outlet. Everybody needs an outlet. So I get it. I get it. But I do want to ask another look that's just, it was insane to me. And that was the saxophone look from you. That was so incredibly stupid and good in the best way possible. Like, I was like, what? Did you deconstruct the saxophone and put it on? It was so good. Where did you come up with that outfit? What was behind the idea for that? Because it was so good. And the shoes. Oh, stupid. I love
Um,
those.
when we received that theme, saxophone, I was like, really? Why? Just why?
We said the
Roller,
same.
Yep.
yeah, roller skates, saxophone, what else?
Mhm.
And what was really hard, it was that La Grande Dame in season 1
Yeah.
of France did a saxophone look.
Yep.
Did it so good at what can we do more?
Yeah.
Because she did the best look possible with that theme. So what can we do? And I have to shout out my stylist, Lilian Assandoconas, who thought of it because I was like, I don't have any idea. Saxophone is like, I don't have any idea. And he was like, I don't want to do a saxophone on you. I'm going to kill myself. I don't want to do a saxophone. So we were like, okay, let's disconstruct and do something else with it. So let's take some parts and create a creature instead of a
An
look.
actual saxophone.
Mhm.
Oh,
For me, in Drag Race, it was missing something. When I watch it, the look is not complete. And when we shooted it, I add a mask, and for me, this was cohesive with the mask on because the figure was finished, but not on Drag Race.
yeah. It's so good, though. Like,
Mhm.
those shoes are I was like, I want those
It
shoes.
was my favorite of that.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to walk, but I still want them because they are so good. Oh, it was so good.
I will bring them with me when I will come to the
Thank
United.
you. I will try it and I'll probably break my knees and neck, but I will still try it anyway.
I will
Oh,
hold you. It's okay.
thank you.
Well, I was gonna ask later, but speaking of the US, do you have plans to come soon, potentially for DragCon, perhaps?
I don't know. I will come to Canada
Oh, good.
soon, but in the US, it's not planned yet. But I
Okay.
really want to. I really want to see New York. I want to do the 4th of July in the
Oh
United States
yeah.
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it's my birthday. So
Oh,
Oh,
I want to do the 4th of July in the US.
Oh, that's the perfect time to have a birthday
yeah.
on.
Oh, that would be Fourth of
Would you see
July
this
in New
in New
York.
York for your birthday
Getting a little. Ooh, that would be fantastic. That sounds great.
and all the fireworks that you can say is for me. You'll be
Yeah.
like, look at what they did for my birthday. So great.
All for me.
So
But
great.
good.
well, keeping it on episode 6. So we had a lot of throughout the season. We had a lot of very intimate and personal conversations in the workroom, and this was one of the most like open conversations that we had from everybody. This was where you all were talking about your experience with like dating apps and learning about who you are with sexuality, and you brought up how you started using prep, and I'm a big advocate. I always have prep in my cup mug, but I just want to thank you for being so open and vulnerable throughout the season, because you were absolutely vulnerable, and we'll get into Leo's comments later on. But yeah, even you in this whole cast inspired me to really open up more than I have with any season about things that I've gone through in the past. And so if you watch the episodes, you probably know a lot about me that people I don't even, or people in my life don't know about me. So what was it like just opening up with these conversations and just knowing like this is probably going to be on TV, but I'm going to put it all out there?
I didn't thought about it really. Um, I came from a family who don't speak. We don't say when we are not doing well. We say, oh, "Yeah, I'm fine," but we don't talk really. And it's my boyfriend who told me that it's important to talk, and I have dealt with some shit alone that I didn't have to, and for me it was normal to deal with my own stuff, but it's not. And in drag race with the, I was so tired for the filming. I didn't calculate it to speak, or it just came. And when I said it's the first time I said it out loud, it was really the first time. And but it wasn't planned. I wanted to be me. I didn't want to cheat on what I felt. I wanted to be real and just it's me. It's okay. It's just me. I'm telling my story, and if if it can help someone, okay, let's do this. So
Absolutely.
I
I feel
didn't.
like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't thought that oh it's gonna be on TV or just like okay, then I just have to talk.
Absolutely. I think that's what well, for me, that's what I do on this podcast. It's like, I don't plan on saying things. I don't come on, it's like, okay, today I'm going to talk about this part of my life or this aspect of my life. It's just like, if the mood hits and we're talking about it, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, I had this experience happen in my life.
Or
And
if
if
it's
it
relevant
happens,
to what we're discussing in the episode.
right, if it's relevant to what's happening, and I think that's what happened when you started discussing what you were talking about about dating apps, and we were just talking, and I think this was the episode. It was just me and David that episode.
Yeah.
And David was like, "Okay, I just feel like I didn't know if I was going to talk about it, but here I am." And I just think it just happens that way. It was very organic for you, which made it feel very organic for us. And it was a lovely experience to just have that moment of just being open and honest and sharing, because like I didn't even know about the whole prep thing. And I was like, oh, I should, in my old age, I was like, I could figure out how to deal with this situation and maybe do prep myself, because I never thought about it that way, because I was never taught that growing up. And so it's still, like I said, in my old age of learning, still learning. I'm like, okay, now I could figure this thing out and start doing something to help keep myself better. And so I just love that you feel comfortable enough to share, which helped us feel comfortable enough to share, which probably helps other people who watch it and who watched you feel comfortable enough to do something about it and protect themselves and help themselves. So I love that moment. I thought it was a great moment.
Because Lana's what? An ally. Like that exact same situation. Alvilda, I don't know how caught up you are with the US season that's currently happening. But like on a similar note to what David was saying, I wasn't planning on talking about being HIV positive, but I did 2 weeks ago when it was discussed on season 16 of Drag Race. And I was like, well, this feels like the right time. And so it's all that sort of, that whole situation and all of that. But let's talk about this wild acting challenge that you all had to do as well. Because this was... wild is really the only word I have to describe it. What were you thinking going in? Were you happy with your role? What was your thought process at this point in the competition?
I was really happy with my role because it was the role I wanted. I didn't get anything of the acting challenge. I didn't get the story for me. I was like, okay, let's do this, but I don't understand anything, so it's okay, let's do this. I didn't understand the plot or anything, so I was like, okay, let's go with the flow. And yeah, I had fun doing this. It was a very long day because Chloe had a very hard time doing her
Yes.
line.
We saw.
Yeah, it was really like Rita had to stop her words by words. So she had to say Rita had to say one word, then Chloe had to repeat it, and for the whole sentence. So Rita was like I am, and it was so long.
Oh.
You had to every time. So it was very long, but I had fun.
Mm-hmm. And you were absolutely a highlight of this acting challenge. Yeah, I thought most it was you, Vev, and Gabbana that absolutely killed it for us. So you should be proud of how it turned out.
Absolutely. I don't know. Look, are we still going in chronological order?
Yeah. Oh, next week.
mean,
Next is the makeover
I
episode.
mean, sure, we're almost done. Makeover.
Mhm.
How did, first of all, you were I think your story, your makeover challenge partner gave everybody the most feels. You and your boyfriend.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yes.
You looked so happy when he came out of the box, and I was like, oh, that is so sweet. And it was just like we felt the connection, we felt the love that y'all had together. And I thought y'all performance was good. I was like, okay, I like the makeover. I like the outfit. I was like, okay. Then I did agree with the winner of that challenge. I was like, they performed. They absolutely.
I didn't because I said it should have been you.
Yeah, Logan said that, but I was
I
like,
sure did.
I said,
And I
let's
will
just.
say it again.
I was like, Alvilda's amazing and wonderful and great, but we got to give her the L when she took the L. She took the L. Bev won that one. Her and the brother ate that performance up. Let's be real. I think the brother stole the show from Bev. That was so good.
And that's why Alvilda should have won the challenge.
Okay, sure, Logan. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, your look was amazing.
Thank you.
I did not get that critique about how y'all didn't look like a family, like the relation family. I was like, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I get the look was great. I was just like, what are you talking about? What inspired that look? And did you agree with the critiques?
The look was inspired by the real Alvilda because
Okay.
I have my name from a princess who became a pirate,
Right.
and I wanted to do her story because I really connect with her. She was a princess who escaped her forced marriage and became a pirate. She put herself in a drag. She put herself in a man to don't be recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love her story too. Someone who wants to be free, someone who wants to do her own destiny. So I love this story. And my ancestors from my father's side were sailors.
Oh.
And, out of drag, my name is Alexandre. So it's Al. My second name is Victor, V. Al V and LDA at the end, just to put it up. So I really connect with her story, and I wanted to pay homage to Alvilda 101.
Good.
So, and she had a child, and it was Girita, for real. She really had a child, and it was Girita, so we did that. The critics, I agreed with some.
Mm-hmm.
I gone older and do the whole mother-daughter thing, but it's okay.
Was that when you got the list of looks, was it specifically listed as mother-daughter? That's what I thought. And that's why I'm always so frustrated with the makeover challenge.
Yep.
We just saw it on the US season as well that we're watching. It's like, why? that's a whole rant for another occasion. But
Yeah,
I was
'cause
so
they-
frustrated because I was like, I know for a fact they were not told mother-daughter. I
No.
know for a fact that that is not what they were told. And
Yeah,
so they're just gonna they had to put you in the bottom to avoid you having one of the best track records of all time, unfortunately. Because otherwise you would have. It would have been very nice to see. And
Absolutely.
it would have been very deserved. And I'm angry still, if you can't tell. But that lip sync. Oh, that lip sync.
Oh, that lip sync. Oh, that lip sync.
One of my favorite lip syncs I've seen this year. And it was,
Yeah.
so I thought both of you were good, but you took it to a whole new level. And we've been scoring behind the scenes, like our points for lip syncs. And I will say you specifically in that lip sync have one of the absolute highest scores I've given all year. And I've seen a lot of lip syncs this year so far. But tell us what was going through your mind during that lip sync, because the emotion felt so real.
there were. At first, it was the only song I didn't want to lip sync on because it hits too much, too close to me. The whole suicide thing and everything, it's too close to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that song. And I had to do it in front of the artist.
Yep.
And during the day where my boyfriend were here, it was layers on layers on layers.
Yep.
And yeah, it was too much for me. So
Yeah.
it wasn't, I cried really during the lip sync because it's like a cry for help, this song, and I could felt every word. So yeah, it was really. I did not remember well what happened. Like my mind suppresses it, like totally blank. But when I saw it on TV, I felt the same, exactly the same. It was really hard to watch too, and yeah, it was something. And doing it with Lulu, which I love so much, it's like either her or me going home. It was a lot.
And she had also opened up about having that same struggle in the past too. So it was almost poetic that it was you two doing the lip sync, even if we didn't agree with that specific bottom two. But yeah, I just want you to know that it was so beautiful and touching. I really love that moment.
You felt it and you made us feel it, and that was like, I want to say that was probably my best from this season. That was my favorite lip sync of this season because I just felt it, and then you made us feel it, and so I was like, I don't want to cry. I hate crying over Drag Race because it feels crazy that I'm doing it, but it was so moving. It was so moving. So.
And as someone who it also hits close to home, so I get it for sure. I definitely resonated with it, and getting to perform two different parts of your art in front of two Eurovision legends has to feel, pretty nice as well. A lot of pressure, but but very nice as well. But none of that mattered because you both stayed and it became a top 4, and we have the finale. We have the Moosey mix. I think that's what we're calling it. I don't know.
Sure.
Can I add?
Yeah.
In real life, so Rita said, "Okay, I made my decision." She called Lulu first, and really, they wait 5 minutes before saying my name. Real 5 minutes.
Not that long.
So
I bet it felt like an hour.
Lulu, Alvilda, congrats, you both stayed. But in real life, it was Lulu Velvet, then blank for 5 minutes, then Alvilda, you both stayed. So I was like 5 minutes on stage trying to figure out an exit line, trying to what am I going to do now? I'm out. I'm out of the competition. So
yeah.
It seems cruel, honestly.
That seems very
It
cool.
was so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that 5 minutes felt like an hour. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah. But yes, we go to the
But
finale.
nobody goes home, so
Right.
And nobody
yeah.
goes home. So yes, finale, Moosty's song, lip sync tournament that seemingly was out of nowhere.
And Jimbo.
And
And
Jimbo.
Jimbo, like this finale for me felt so disjointed but connected all at the same time. I don't know. Because it was like we first get y'all in the workroom and y'all like, yay, nobody went home. Great. Then all of a sudden Rita comes out like normal. We like, cool, Rita's here. And then it's Jimbo is here. And it's like, where
I
the
love
heck did
Jimbo.
Jimbo come from? And me who not knowing what the connection is between Rita and Jimbo, I was like, why is Jimbo here? But then I would explain why Jimbo was there and then the connection between Rita and Jimbo. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then it makes sense. Cool. Jimbo's there. Gives great advice. Everybody's excited to see Jimbo. Jimbo leaves. We get the Moosty mix on. Y'all do the choreography and the rehearsals and all that stuff, and everything's great. And then it was like, okay, perform the song, and then we're gonna do this lip sync battle situation out of nowhere. And I was like, what? Okay, do the lip sync thing. We get the 2 lip syncs happening. I'm like, you and Gabbana. That lip sync was so good. I'm just gonna say it. That I was like, can we just double Shantae and then we could just sashay away the other 2 because this one was the lip sync. I'm gonna be honest. That was the lip sync that both of y'all should have stayed. I was like, that was so good. The other one was fine. It just wasn't as good as yours. And I was like, if we're gonna be honest, they need to call Gabbana back in here and be like, you stay in. The 2 of y'all can go because this was the better lip sync. That's just
She
my
got
opinion.
physical.
Right. Like, and I saw you were like, that is not the song you wanted. And
No.
Gabbana was like, I picked it because Alvilda said that is the song she did not want. And she was like, I'll go pick it. And I was like, duh, that makes sense. I would do it too. Like, it's a competition at the end of the day.
We had a lot of pressure because before us there was Trinity K. Bonet and Laganja doing physical. I was like, I don't want to do this because we're going to look like shit.
And your lip sync was fantastic, but Trinity and Laganja destroyed the song in every possible way. So I get it for sure.
So I wanted the other song, but
Mhm.
Lana didn't want it.
But y'all ate it up though. I love that lip sync. I thought y'all did, like I said, y'all's lip sync was way better for me that I would have been like, both of y'all, Shantae, you stay. Sorry, other 2, y'all sashay away, because baby, that was not the move, but it was good though. I loved y'all lip sync. I really, really did.
Mhm.
But like Gabbana said on your episode before, they asked us if we wanted to change the outfit for the Lana Party, and I didn't have anything to wear because if you saw during the remix,
Mhm.
I was completely naked.
Yeah.
So what can I do more for SmackDown for the grand finale? I didn't have anything yet. So,
I was like, oh man, when she said, I was like, oh, they sabotaged, but then no, y'all just didn't have anything else to wear. just had nothing else to wear. That's funny because I was like, man, I felt like Gabbana and Levev both could have would have been better if they changed because I felt like their outfits were the most big and consuming that it was better if they would have changed. But if y'all ain't have nothing else to wear, ain't nothing we can do. It's just like you can't come out naked. So
yeah.
Well, I do want to talk about the song that you all did, the performance, the Moosty mix, if you want to call it that. Did you even expect the opportunity to get another challenge win in the finale? Because that's kind of unprecedented.
Yeah, But for me, it was a win without a win. I won the chance to pick a box.
Random box.
A random box.
Box with
Mhm.
some names in it.
They might have all said Gabbana. Who knows? I'm not speculating. I'm not saying anything definitive, but they might have all said Gabbana. Who knows?
I won't say anything, but
Great, got it. Yep, thank you very much.
Work.
Yeah.
But you killed that performance.
You did.
A rightful win. Very
Thank you.
deserved.
Actually, I injured myself during this number. When I did the kick,
Mhm.
I had my muscle,
Oof. No.
No.
so I injured myself during this number.
No.
Oh. No.
Oh no.
We rehearsed till 3 in the morning for this number.
Oh jeez.
And every time I did the kick, because I wanted to be sure that in heels I won't fall again.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it, and the day itself, it was the one time too much. So all my leg was completely broken.
Awful. But we need to talk about the crowning moment, the moment where they called your name as the winner of Drag Race Belgique. And we have never had the opportunity, like we said, to ask the winner this. But in that moment, because we know they record everybody's win and then you won't know until it airs.
Yeah.
When you first, two-part question. When you did it the first time on just the recording, when they did it, was that like, this could possibly be, what was going through your head was like, this could possibly actually be real, or were you just like, I'm just doing it for the recording, I don't know, it's probably not gonna be me, or it could be me, whatever. And then to see it on TV where it was actually you, what was that moment like too? So first, just doing the recording, what was going through your head, and then once you saw it on TV.
During the recording, they did La Veuve first.
Okay.
So for me, in my head, I always see for myself, I always see the negative.
Yep.
So for me, they did La Veuve first because she really won. So
Yeah.
and so I did it just because I had to. I was like, oh yay, I won, and I did. I don't know what I did, but I did something. And the day itself, I really thought it was going to be La Veuve. Because I was the only one receiving a negative critique in the finale.
Which we need to talk about soon.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
I didn't even want to talk about it because that's
gonna make us angry again.
Let's go fire me up. But okay, we'll talk about it.
For me, it was going to be La Veuve because he went. She started strong, then she goes downhill, and then really went up at the end. For me, it was like up all the time, and then at the end, with my bottom, with the negative, I was like, I'm sure it's going to be La Veuve. So I was really surprised actually that it was me, I was surprised, but I was really happy with it.
Okay, let's talk about this part that I didn't want to talk about. But yeah, you did get the critique on the finale night. And I don't know if you saw the show that when we talked about it, but I was a little fired up about that because I was like, this is not the time to do that. This is the finale. These girls have busted their butt the whole time and got to this point, and you said nothing about the vulnerability factor at all this entire season. When the time was when you should have been trying to get them to improve, there's nothing you could do now. They can't improve any more than they already have. It's the end. This is the last critique. Why would you save that for now when you should have said that a couple of weeks ago when you were like, yeah, you should become more vulnerable so we can see this other side of you, which didn't make sense because we saw all your vulnerable sides the whole time. Like
even
episode
with the lip sync
2,
we just saw.
the lip sync we just saw. episode 2, you were crying and everything, we saw all of your vulnerable sides in this whole season. And for her
Leo.
to say that, Leo to say that, I was so mad. I was like, these are the moments we are supposed to give them their flowers. These are the moments we're supposed to tell them how grateful we are that they came on this show to do what they do, to entertain us, to be fabulous, to be amazing, which they all are. And now you're going to make someone feel like they didn't do enough at the last episode? Like, what? I was so mad. And then you started crying, and I was even madder. And I was like, I was so mad. I came on this podcast and I was like, y'all, I'm finna vent. I'm finna scream. I'm so mad. It was so unnecessary and so not. Oh, it was just unnecessary. I know. I don't even want to. I don't want to ask, but I want to ask because I don't want to bring it up because I'm mad and I'm mad for you. So I know you probably are madder than me. So how did you feel?
This critique really hurts me, like so real, because one thing I always looking on people and in me is kindness and kindness, vulnerability, and everything. So when she said that to me, I had this image of me being a monster on stage and just crushing everything. And I was like, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that drag. Yes, I have. When I'm in drag, I like to be confident because I need to. Because in real life, I don't have this confidence, so I have to bring it when I'm in drag. So my drag persona is like my way to exude confidence and my way to exude fierceness. And to told me that I'm not vulnerable enough and told me that I'm just that big monster, it really hurts me. I was like, when I'm in drag, it's like it's weird to say, but it's like the most authentic me. I'm the most myself when I'm in drag because it's when I exude everything that I have inside of me. So telling me that I'm not kind, telling me that I'm not vulnerable, it really hurts.
And it's not true. It's not true. You are so vulnerable and so kind and so like you are the best. You are amazing just who you are. Even if when you get on that stage and you become Alvilda and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stump the competition. That is what you were on that show to do. And I don't care what she said. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're a queen. And don't ever let any of that seep into your brain because you are not that. You are amazing.
Thank you.
You are. And at the end of the day, you're a Drag Race winner. Mm-hmm. You are a winner.
Baby. You're a winner, baby.
Drag Race.
Thank you.
Where's my
do you have the crown? Look, do you have the crown?
Yeah, I'm going to take it.
Ooh. I want to see it.
This is exciting.
I've been trying. I was like, I don't want to say it, but I really want to do it.
I love it.
I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna. I've been thinking the whole day, this whole interview, like, should I ask her about the crown?
I'm angry again for Alvilda. So
Me too.
I'm angry again.
I had to mute myself and scream because I'm so mad. I'm still mad.
I'm still angry.
I'm still angry.
Oh.
First, I have this.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous, you know.
The mask for the entrance look.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. And now we have a present.
Oh, wow. Yes. Oh,
yes. Look, how many times do you put that on? Just like, I won that.
I have this.
Yes.
I did a photo shoot with this yesterday. That's going to be out very soon.
Good.
Oh,
and the scepter comes in a bag.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
This is everything.
I'm
loving this moment. We get to see the actual scepter.
Wow. Okay, this is an all-time great moment. For
This
the
is a great moment right here.
Honestly.
I am just like, I am
I love it.
gagging.
Ah! I love it. I love it. I love it. Ah!
You are a winner, baby. Oh my God.
yeah.
Now, even though you're a winner, we got to know, would you go back again for Drag Race? Would you compete on an all winners and all stars? Would you do it or would you not do it?
I will, but let me rest first.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. Absolutely.
But I'd love to. I'd love to explore more. I'd love to push myself more.
Mhm.
So that's something I really want to do. So if I can be in another season with other drag from everywhere, I'd love it.
I will be personally manifesting all winners 2 with you and Sasha Velour. And Sasha Colby, because Sasha has said that she wants to compete against Sasha Colby. So we're manifesting. We're manifesting. We're manifesting for you.
In a season with Sasha Velour and Sasha Colby, my entrance line will be, "I'm out. Thank you, bye."
Just look around. Hopefully you're like later in the entrances. Look around, and be like, "I'm good. Bye."
And I'm done. Thank you.
Well, you deserve a very long rest because again, we're gonna keep saying it. You're a winner.
You're a winner, baby.
You're a winner. You are such a deserved winner of this show. We are so happy for you. We've been pulling for you since the first episode, since the cast announcement.
I'm about to say the cast assessment because your look was amazing in the promo shoot.
Yeah, but
and we actually did have a more serious question from Chloe as well. She wanted to know what your future plans are now that you have the crown.
So now I'm focusing on Sasha Velour's show. That's on Monday. Then I have another show on Friday. It's free with Chloe Clark. But actually, I'm going to learn how to really help people with sexual health. So I'm gonna take this so I can go touring the schools and talk about it with a lot of young people, because I didn't have that when I was a teenager. So I want the opportunity to give them a good way to apprehend sex. So I'm gonna do that first.
I love that. A queen for the people.
Yes.
That's what we love to see. But
absolutely.
With that being said, we're gonna not take any more of your time, but we do seriously appreciate you coming on, talking with us. You've been an absolute joy.
Absolutely.
And again, we're so happy to have had you join us.
Thank you. But I'm so happy that you invited me. It was a real pleasure, and let's do this again because it was so cool.
I was gonna say, anytime you want to come back, any Drag Race season you're watching, or just come back, we're still trying to petition to do the unofficial reunion for Drag Race Belgique season 2. So I don't know what the logistics for that will look like, but we would love to have you back for any occasion possible. And if you end up in LA at DragCon this year,
okay,
we'll talk. We'll talk.
Anytime, I'd love to.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
And also, please let me know if you ever have a website where you're selling t-shirts, because I'd love to buy t-shirts for drag queens that I love. I alluded to it earlier, but I would love an Alvilda shirt.
I'm working on crop tops.
Ooh.
Not really crop tops.
I don't know if I have the body for that.
I don't, but I'll still get one. I absolutely will.
I'm about to say, I don't have the body for the crop top, but you know, if you decide to make fans too, I do get drag queens fans, so I will take it for
Okay. Well, Thank you so much for joining us, Alvilda. You've been an absolute pleasure. And thank you to everyone watching. Go follow Alvilda.
Absolutely.
She is a queen. She is a legend. She is a winner. All of her links will be down below. So you better go follow her. If you're not, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're not doing good things.
Mhm.
And while you're following Alvilda, you should also follow us because we're going to be here all year giving you all things Drag Race. When Drag Race Belgique comes back for season 3, because I know it's going to happen. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I know it's going to happen. We will be here to talk about
I can't wait to see Alvilda come back for season 3 too. Transfer the
Ooh.
crown
I
to
can't wait.
someone else. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
But,
And my favorite's going to win that season 2. I just know.
word.
So, yes.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Make sure to check out all of our drag content because we are still here covering almost all things drag. We've got 3 other channels as well covering a myriad of reality TV, Eurovision, and wrestling content. So go check those out, all down in the description below. You could also go follow myself, Lana, and David, and our podcast socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you could also go get your merch, including but not limited to the cup mug down below. So we're going to get out of here. With that being said, cheers, Alvilda.
Cheers, Alvilda.
Winner.
Winner, baby.
She's a winner, baby. She's a winner. She's a winner, baby. No, copyright.